Okay, so got my, basically, I guess some people might say it's the like FluxRater at home or FluxRater on Temu, but I got it on my G40. I can actually use the G40 thing. This is the Recover Tactical 2021, so it's meant for the large frames. On this one, my G40 does have a 40 Smith & Wesson barrel in it. This would be the Holosun. I think it's like SCRS in green. Let's see, is she bright enough? Pretty bright. Did a bore sight at about 20 yards, so we'll see how well it's actually doing. Let's see where she's at on paper. I don't even think I'm on paper. Okay, so I don't have the thing for this in a second, so we're going to move up just a bit closer to see where we're getting that on paper now. Okay, if that thing's even... Yeah, I'm not even hitting anything. Like, good Lord. All right. Walk over here, find some tools real quick. That ought to work. Well, apparently the bore sighter I bought for the 40 Smith & Wesson isn't worth a crap. So we're just going to move up a little closer. Let's see if this will actually work. Let's crank that sucker up. This is ridiculous. Don't tell me I'm going the wrong way. Oh, that's a first. Don't tell me this thing's freaking too far on the dang thing. Huh. Well, that's 2 jams, which is really weird with the the 40 Smith & Wesson. So this has just become a trial of errors. That's going to get super annoying. Okay, so I have no idea how much of that it got. My phone overheated. Am I even in the shot? I'm not in the shot. So probably a lot of my struggles with this Recover 2021 brace. It's not working. I think I had the screw right here too tight, which is causing this rail to actually be too much on there. It's enough that it could still function if you shouldered it. And apparently the bore sight I had wasn't worth a damn for the 40 S&W. Wasn't really that good at the distance I was using it. Apparently it's not good for really anything like beyond 10 yards. So we'll see how this thing's going now, because I think I got her centered. Come on. There we go. Okay, so that one went better. Normally I just drop the mag, but it's freaking hot today. It's like low 90s with high freaking humidity because it's Southwest Michigan. You know what? Let's do something a little dumb by keeping my phone in the shade and seeing if we can plausibly hit at about 100. Yeah, I don't know where I'm hitting. It seemed like I was to the left and then center. Thought I had this thing centered. Apparently not. We'll make sure it's still doing there. Gonna grab this thing a little bit and just go. Let's see if I'm still getting the malfunctions this way. Yep. And to prove that is the gun, or not the gun, that is the brace that I probably have on there wrong. We'll come out. Do that real quick. Do. For anyone who may try to say, oh, it's because you're using 40 Smith & Wesson because you have a conversion barrel in there. That's the reason why. The next thing could plausibly be is that this sight is just massive, but it has the same footprint as the 509T. Ooh, that thing is hot. But let's see. Where is my dot? So it's not the gun, it's the brace. So that is super annoying, and that thing is super hot. Holy cow. So we'll look at putting it back in there. And we'll try this again. I would move my phone to where I could record in the whole thing, but it overheated on me once. So we'll see. Yep. There's something just dragging on the thing, and I barely even put tightness on this thing. Come on. Well, so that's kind of annoying. Because like I put this side on here because if I decide I wanted to later on, would I get in camera? Get in frame? I decided to put this thing on here because later on I might want to swap this out to like the actual buttstock to depend on how the NFA thing goes with the big beautiful bill. Because seriously, throwing it this way, nope. Okay, that's the second hard primer I've had. Okay. Weird. That is the one thing that's nice about the brace, is I can go ahead and hold it like that so I can keep it pointed downrange pretty safely. We're going to try just rotating it some. And is this thing just a dead round? Yep, it is a dead round. That freaking sucks. Well, that sucks considering, it was I think it was a reman though, so still, 1 out of potentially. Seriously? 2? Don't tell me that just the gun is too hot. There we go. Okay, so yeah. We're going to do something stupid and do a third rotation of this thing. That was the bad one. And just, yep. Sheedy garbage. But if I remember correctly, for the 40 Smith & Wesson I ordered in bulk, it was some reman. If it's 1 out of 500, because the rest I can rotate them some way or whatnot, I'm cool with it. I mean, I probably need to stop shooting for a bit. Yeah, we're going to see if I can. Come on. We'll. Okay, so I figured I'll do one more mag of this, trying to make sure I can kind of, okay, that you can still see everything. So we'll do the last 15 rounds because this thing's just not cooling down and it's been a few minutes. And I'll give some final thoughts on a tabletop. Fucking seriously? Oh, yeah, it'd help if you, because you pulled one on the chamber, so that's my dumbass fault. So, G40, cool gun. Definitely if you have a conversion barrel, because then it makes it even easier to shoot, because the 40 Smith & Wessons doesn't really have kick in it. Okay, that doesn't seem like it. Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't like that. I'm going to have to look at that in a bit. I think my mount might be ripping. That's not good. I guess that's what I get for getting an aluminum mount instead of a titanium or a steel one. But the Recovery Tactical, cool thing, but I don't think it's going to be something everyone's going to want unless you're just going to use it as a toy. So, yeah, and then if you can see the freaking spot through there to where it seems like it's bending. We're going to call it here for this gun, and I'll do some tabletop on it. Okay, so as the range footage showed, I had issues with this whole thing, so we're going to take the brace off just to see how. Come on. If it was anything on there, because when the brace wasn't on there, the gun functioned as it was supposed to. Oh yeah, you gotta pop the buttons that way it can go properly. Okay, it looks like there's some minor rubbing, actually more on the left side of it than the right side. Now the issue I had, you can kind of see the marks here of, yeah, there, it's a better view of what it was. Since this is an aluminum mount, I'm pretty sure with the standard 509 it would have been fine. It'd probably be fine now, the 509T. And that, so I have the option of, I can always switch it to a steel, is this a C&H Precision for the acro footprint, or I do have a titanium one because I haven't decided if I want to put something on or change this one to something else.
Because the thing I like for the height of them of where they are, this SCRS2 or SCRS green, which is just like the 3-on-1 one, is a bit taller, which makes it easier, like I said, if you're going to cheek it. So I may have to go through and do a little sanding on this or something. I didn't feel any burrs. That was the weird thing. And this thing just got stupid hot, but it was low 90s today. So yeah, that's what I get for using a smaller mount or a smaller footprint for a specific mount. Because if I were to use its proper mount, which I have over on my desk, it actually is this size. So I don't know. I may look into just doing irons with this thing or something. I haven't quite figured it out. But well, I still think the Recovery Tactical is pretty cool. That might. You know what? I'm going to take these things off as well and see if that helps the next time I take it to the range. I'll try taking it out next Monday since I don't have to go to work on Mondays for like the next month and a half. But yeah, with this thing, it looks like that'll probably be okay, but it was meant to have it to where, you have the full footprint on there instead of just a partial. And it looks ridiculous, that whole thing, but I do actually really like it. So I will probably pull this one off and probably have to throw it away because I don't believe there's any fixing it. Like, I don't think I can even push. Without basically taking a file to it or something, which I'm not going to do. I'd look at buying a new one of these, which I already have a titanium one, before any of that. So, I guess for the whole, like, Flux Raider you have at home or bought off Temu, I can't really say I recommend it, at least for the full frame, so the 45 and 10 millimeter. If you're just gonna shoulder it and that whole thing, it worked great. Whenever I went to shoot it with just my hands and kind of use it the way it was intended, I was having issues with it not being able to do that. So I'm curious if it was something like, the only spots I'm seeing on it were way down here, which from everything, yeah, those wouldn't have been near. So it's probably this thing here that was on it a bit. But I think those are supposed to ride in here. I don't know. I just know I had some issues and it was not wanting to function unless you actually stuck it to your shoulder. So but when I took it off and shot it regularly, even with having the 40 conversion barrel, it still ran flawlessly that way. This might just be something relegated to funsies and trying to figure out over trying to plausibly build it into something it's not going to be. But we'll see if the parts of the Short Act go through, which in the Hearing Protection Act. I mean, throw a regular buttstock on it and call it a day, because it would get rid of that. So that's all for this one. It's unfortunate, but I guess I get what I pay for on that. So we'll see how things go. If I want to change it, I'll have to look at some other sight height to it. So we'll see what happens next time.